All right guys, I'm doing a quick video on how to sweeten your tea, and at the end of the video, I'm gonna show you how to make it cold for the next day. You have your carafe here, you have a strainer, and then for educational purposes, we're using water for tea, so let's just pretend that is tea. You're gonna pour your tea directly in the carafe right after it's done brewing, just so we can protect the temperature. You're gonna use your strainer to strain it out, okay? So pour the tea in there, and then we're gonna sweeten it. So you're gonna use a tablespoon, and you're gonna use, there's different ratios for different teas. I will go ahead and tell you what we use. So for like instance, for Love Spell, we use a lot more crystals than we would for Gypsy Rose, or maybe even there's some teas we don't even sweeten at all, like Phoenix Rising. But for Love Spell, we would use like 3 tablespoons of beetroot crystals. So you put the 3 tablespoons in there, let it sit, you know, put your cover on, make sure it's tight, airtight, and then, you know, you can come back to it in about 10-15 minutes and shake it around, and you'll hear if there's crystals in there, they still need to dissolve. I like to under-sweeten it when I first start out with a tea, just because I don't want to over-sweeten it. You can't go back from over-sweetening tea. So, for instance, what I would do to start out is put only 2 tablespoons in there. Then I bring it to the market and I taste it and see where it's at, and then see if I need to add additional crystals until you are confident that you know you need 3 tablespoons or whatever you need for each tea. Just get familiar with them, and then I'll go over it. So like, you know, like Gypsy Rose, I would use like 2 tablespoons. Peaceful War, I'd maybe use like 2.5, and so on. So we've got that sweetened for hot tea. Now for cold tea, you're gonna brew the tea the night before. Doing it as late as possible is optimal, but we understand you have a life, so you can do it, you know, just try to do it as late as possible. You brew the tea, and then you can sweeten it right inside your tea maker. So you'll pour the crystals in here. And we use a little more crystals for cold tea. It just seems to work a little better. It seems like it needs to be just a little bit sweetener. So like for Love Spell, for cold tea, I would use actually 4 tablespoons. Again, you can actually throw more crystals in there if the tea is cold. They'll still dissolve, but they dissolve a lot faster in hot tea. So right when the tea is done, pour the crystals in there, let it sit for about 10-15 minutes, shake it around, and then taste it a little bit and see if it needs more. Get it sweetened to perfection, and then you're gonna throw it in your refrigerator. And if you wanna go the extra mile, a lot of our reps make the tea ice cubes. So you could use like maybe, you know, 3/4 of your tea in the refrigerator, and then 1/4 make ice cubes, and your tea will stay, like, it'll be ice cold and so tasty the next day. So again, we're gonna brew it, we're gonna sweeten it, we're gonna taste it, and then we're gonna refrigerate it for the next day. This actually, making cold teas, I feel like is a little bit easier for me, especially even in the morning. I don't even have to make my teas in the morning. They're all cold, and then I'm gonna come get ready, just pour my teas in my carafe, and I'm just out, ready to go to the market. So there's some benefits to making it cold, and then some of them, you know, we wanna make warm all the time. There's some that just don't taste good as cold teas, but we'll go over all that. Yeah, if you have any questions, reach out. Thank you so much.